In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a web API client using .NET Core and C#. The client will consume data from the web API that I created in a previous video. To get the most out of this tutorial, I suggest you follow that video first. I'll leave a link to it in the description. So let's get started. I'm going to use Visual Studio, create a new project, and create a console app. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is import a package that allows us to work with JSON data. It's called system.text.json. Let's install that. So once that's done, open up program CS and add a reference to that package. Okay. So in the program class, I'm just going to instantiate an instance of HTTP client. I'm going to change the main method to async task. Delete this line. I'm going to create a method. It's going to be used to process the data. So I'm going to create a class that contains an object which represents a single JSON data item. So add class, call it quotes. It's a public class and just change the name. I'm going to create some properties. Now the property names need to be the same as the JSON data objects. So if we go into here, we'll see it's a lowercase ID and then lowercase q for quote text and lowercase q for quote author. So I'll just copy that. There's quote text. Quote author. Let's go back into program. Now I'm going to start putting some code in to actually go to the web API, start pulling back data. Stream. So then here we need to put the URL of the web API. So mine's running in a browser locally, so I can copy that. I want to create a list to hold the data. So if I do a breakpoint on that and then run it, okay, so we can see that the quartz list contains 10 items. So ID, quote author, and quote text. And that corresponds with what's being displayed here. ID, quote text, and quote author. Okay, so that's working so far. So now we've got the quotes data, we can start using it in our code. So I'll just do a for each. So for each quote in quotes, so that should write each quote on a separate line and then the quote author on a separate line, then put a space in between the lines. And finally we'll just do a that should display the total number of quotes we've pulled back. Yes, that's working as expected. Total number of quotes 10. So we're not actually printing the ID to the screen, just the quote itself and the author. Okay, so that's that. Thanks for watching. So this video just goes through how to create a Web API client to consume data from a Web API. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below.